Hey, this is Mad Movie Mark with the Mad Movie Mark Movie Review. Thank you for joining me as I review the 2014 Christmas Spectacular Christmas Again.
I know how it works.
Hey, well, that's perfect. That's perfect, actually. That was mostly for people who have never been to this channel before. Now, Christmas Again has a 100% fresh rating from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes and a 72% fresh rating from the audience. I'm currently reviewing every movie that has a 100% fresh rating from the critics in chronological order, and I will eventually rank them from worst to best. Now, this movie stars Kentucker Adley as Noel. Now, like with a lot of modern-day Christmas movies, this character is a play on Noel. I don't know why Christmas movies keep doing this where they have a character who plays on the word Noel. It's becoming kind of annoying. But anyway, his name is Noel. Besides that, I really enjoyed this movie a lot. This is a bleak Christmas movie. It is like a depressing movie. It shows the other side of someone's life during the holidays, whereas most Christmas movies are jolly. They talk about giving is better than receiving. You know, at the end of the movie, it's triumphant, and you feel that the character has really learned some sort of lesson about life. I feel like this movie is a little bit different, and I really enjoyed it because it's not something that I normally see in a holiday movie. So Noel is a gentleman who every year goes back to New York to sell Christmas trees. He goes in his like motorhome camper that he has, and he camps outside the Christmas tree lot, and he basically sells Christmas trees for the holidays. Now, this is the first year that he's going without his ex-girlfriend, and people who recognize him as selling Christmas trees every year ask him where his girlfriend is and if he's still with that girl that sells Christmas trees with him, and he's not. So this is like the first Christmas, it seems like, where he's completely on his own, and he's having a little bit of depression because of this. Now, he works with another gentleman at this Christmas tree lot who is not very good at his job because he doesn't really take it seriously, whereas Noel is incredibly good at what he does. He takes his job very seriously. He tries to help people as much as he can, whereas the other guy just kind of goofs off with his girlfriend and shows up late and doesn't really put as much of himself into his work as Noel does. So there's a bit of animosity there too. So aside with the depression from his girlfriend not being there and the animosity he's feeling towards his coworker, he's kind of in a really bad headspace for Christmas, and it really shows as the movie goes on that he really is lonely, and he just doesn't know how to express that, and he's just trying to deal with it himself internally. Now, towards the middle of the movie, he runs into this girl who's on a park bench, and she's passed out drunk, and there's like a homeless man next to her, and he sees that the homeless man has her phone. So he takes her phone back, and he picks her up, and he takes her back to his motorhome, where he kind of lays her down and lets her sleep it off for the night. The next morning she wakes up, and of course she has no idea where she is, so she just leaves the lot right there and doesn't say anything before she leaves. Later on in the movie, she comes back, and she confronts Noel, and she says, hey, like, what happened last night? How did I end up here? My wallet's missing, and like something else is missing, and do you know where any of this stuff is? And he basically tells her, like, you were passed out on a park bench last night. There was a homeless guy who had your cell phone, so I got it back for you, and then I brought you here. But I don't know where any of your stuff is. And she kind of like treats him very poorly, and she's like, okay, well, thanks for nothing, basically, and then she walks out. Now, later on, she decides that she treated him in a way that she shouldn't, so she goes back to the motorhome, and she brings him like this food that she made, and they strike up a conversation. You can see there's some chemistry between the two of them, and that Noel actually seems like he's keeps to himself. He doesn't answer her questions. Like, he gives like one-word answers to her questions, and you can tell he's not really into this at the time, but he does enjoy that she brought over food. So she eventually leaves, and then this weird thing happens where her boyfriend somehow finds out that she was there at his motorhome that night, and he comes and he pretends like he's going to buy a tree. Actually, he does buy a tree, and he buys a bunch of stuff from Noel, and he ends up getting into Noel's motorhome to test out some lights, and he sees that this food is there that his girlfriend that his girlfriend usually makes is sitting there, which kind of confirms that his girlfriend was there. And he leaves, and then she comes back later on, and she says, like, did you tell my boyfriend that I was here and that we slept together? Like, I can't believe you told him that. And Noel's like, I don't even know who this guy is that you're talking about. But there was a guy who came, and I mean, we talked. Maybe I divulged a little too much because, I don't know who the guy is. And I didn't say we slept together, but I said that you were here that night. And she kind of gets upset at him, but then they end up, she has nowhere to go because she's kicked out of her house. And both of them are kind of, not in a good space now. Now they're both not in a very good space. So Noel offers to take her on his last trips with delivering trees because it's Christmas Eve, and a lot of people want trees on Christmas Eve so they can decorate them and open presents just one night and not have to have a tree sit in their house. So he invites her to go with him, and they end up going to like this, it's like a hospital or like an old folks home where the elderly people are very excited that the tree is there, and it kind of like makes their night a lot better. Their mood changes. They actually show a bit of happiness at the end of the movie, and they end up kissing, but it's not really like a romantic kiss. It's just a kiss of two people who are lonely and they finally found someone to be with at that point. But you'd never think that like it's going to kindle something, but maybe it will. Maybe they'll end up together at the end, but I don't know. But that's basically the whole movie. I really like the pace of the movie. It's not very long, and it moves at a very well paced, considering it is a sad, depressing movie. Normally those can be kind of slow. The acting in this movie is also fantastic. Ken Tucker, oddly, is really quite good at what he's doing. Cinematography great. The script is good. I still go back to the scene with the boyfriend. So apparently, like, she didn't tell her boyfriend that she went there and spent the night because she is accusing Noel of doing that. So I don't understand how he knew that this event happened unless he went to the tree lot just on coincidence, and when he went inside the camper, he saw that her food was there and recognized it as like something she made. But then you're making a lot of assumptions there that no one else would make this type of meal. No one else would have that same bowl or whatever that she used. And it would be too coincidental that no one else in that town would have something like that or make something like that. So I still don't know how he knew that she was there if neither one of them told him, unless by chance, by happenstance, one of his friends went there that night and saw it happen. I don't really know. So that's kind of confusing to me. But besides that, I thought the movie was really good. Like I said, Ken Tucker does a really good job of someone who is depressed and lonely, and then kind of at the end of the movie makes a bit of a turn and is actually finding some bit of happiness in his life. This is really an important story to tell, because there are a lot of people out there who are alone during the holidays and who have these type of feelings where they don't have anyone to be with. And holidays have become such a big deal as far as like having family over and gifts and being jolly and merry and watching movies on the TV and opening presents, and it's become almost like a societal norm, and there's a lot of people that don't have that. So I thought it did a really good job in explaining the other side of Christmas and the other side of holidays and how people feel during those times. Yeah, so I thought it was a really solid movie. I don't know if I've seen a Christmas movie with this type of emotion before, with this type of feeling of loneliness. I'm trying to think of one, but I can't think of one where it was like that throughout the whole movie, where it was kind of bleak and dark. But bleak and dark is a type of movie that I love. So I thought this movie was really good. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I hope you join me next time when I review a movie called SPL2, A Time for Consequences. I believe that's the title. I'm just trying to go off memory there. But SPL2, A Time for Consequences will be next. Thank you. Have a great day.